The three of you are collaborating with Alicia Keys, the Alicia Keys, on this musical.
Being able to work with her now, and especially in a loosely based embodiment of her, it's ridiculous. It's like a complete dream come true. And she's exactly what you think she would be. She's grounded, she's spirited, her energy is gorgeous, and she's lovely to have in the room.
Her music has always been about kind of this journey of finding herself or finding her music and kind of, finding her way through this career. And so, I was listening to her music while trying to do a lot of the same things in another area. And so to get to work with her on something like this has been very special.
The show is loosely based on the Grammy Award winner's life. Previously at the Public Theater, the production landed on Broadway this spring and has scored 13 Tony nominations, including 4 acting nods and Best Musical. Maleah Joi Moon tackles the main character of Allie. It's a love story focused on a mother and daughter, the piano teacher that changes the trajectory of their relationship, and the city they call home.
Me and my mother live on the 42nd floor of a 44-story building on 43rd Street, right in the heart of the neighborhood some people know as Hell's Kitchen.
Brandon Victor Dixon plays Allie's somewhat absent dad, and Shoshana Bean plays her mother, Jersey.
Jersey is someone who set her dreams aside because something happened and she made this choice to have a child on her own in the middle of New York City, and she makes it work. Jersey, loosely based on Terry, who apparently was very strict, had to be very strict with Alicia growing up in New York City in the 80s and 90s in the middle of Hell's Kitchen, which was very different from what it is now.
The production has an impressive creative team, all of whom were nominated for their work. At the helm, Tony-nominated director Michael Greif, with choreography by Tony nominee Camille A. Brown, book by Christopher Diaz, and orchestrations and arrangements by Adam Blackstone, Alicia's longtime collaborator.
I had a wonderful interview, I guess back in 2017. I can't remember if there was a script, but it was certainly enough of a story for me to understand. And there were, I think, already some songs attached to certain dramatic events. But at that time, I already knew that it was going to be a coming-of-age story.
Well, looking at your company of artists, a star is born with Maleah Joi Moon. Talk about discovering her for the role.
When we first got her in the room, just to see the courage, the facility, the bravado, the sensitivity, just how flexible an actor and performer she is. We heard that she was a thrilling singer. I got a sense that she was a good actor, but it really wasn't until she was in that room, and she really did blossom when she was working with you and those dancers.
Her work ethic is exceptional, always willing to dive in. And like Michael said, when she first connected with the group of dancers, sometimes as an actor and singer, you may have a tendency to pull back and be shy about that, but she was willing and really immersed and put herself in the space. And that is huge.
What I love about this show is that it is a true love letter to New York City. It captures the neighborhood that's right outside these doors, which is Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, that was our hope. I mean, Alicia grew up here. This part of town is so foundational to so many of us and so representative of what New York City is in a lot of ways. It's just a bunch of different people making a lot of noise, being around each other, celebrating each other, eating some good food.
Alicia's music is classic at this point.
Yeah.
Was it hard kind of playing that puzzle and fitting songs in here and there?
Adapting the songs to this new form was not hard. These songs fit. She's writing songs with a sense of theatricality. She's writing songs that have movement, that have motion. In a lot of cases, you wouldn't believe that they weren't written to be performed by actors in some kind of Broadway type performance.
This girl is on fire.
What's it been like to dive into the music of Alicia Keys and to create this brand new Broadway musical?
We sit back to back at the piano. She shows me chords. I show her some things. She lets me grab my bass. I play with her. It's a big jam session. It's really, really cool to see people's reactions from some of their favorite songs listening to on the radio, but from a perspective of the actor or the cast and what the storyline is. That's what I was drawn to when she challenged me to arrange and orchestrate this music in a different way. I was so inspired by what the story was that I was able to, try to tell her musical story through the lens of those characters.
What's amazing for us in the theater community in a Broadway show is to have an artist who brings her material to the table and says, do with it what you will. And also, I see your superpower, I see yours. Let me highlight that, and let's shape it to fit what is magical about you. And she seems to really zero in on that and expand to give you an opportunity to shine.
That opening night shine marked the Broadway debut of now Tony Award nominee Moon, and that moment was especially poignant.
Kids like me who went to Franklin Township or any other urban city, and you don't really get all the resources to come watch Broadway shows, and forget it, seeing someone who looks like you on a marquee. So when I take my bow, I'm going to be looking for every little Black and brown kid, every inner city kid, every urban kid who doesn't get stuff like this, and want to look them in the eye and say, this is what you can do. You can do this. It is possible.
Get ready to write your own story.
You never know what you're gonna hear when these elevator doors open up.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.